good ol' Aquatic Ruin Zone, the other water level in this game where you don't have to swim. But fret not, I'll actually go underwater this time, unlike Chemical Plant Zone. But that's not why I'm here. You're here for the badniks. And the first one on today's list is Grounder. This guy's pretty cool. Under most circumstances, he'll just patrol the map, going left and right pretty slowly. But what I'm giving him a 4 out of 10 for is the fact that there are walls that he'll jump out of to try and ambush you. And if you're going at high speed and don't know where he's gonna be, he can hit you quite a few times, and he can be pretty annoying that way, so I give him a 4 out of 10. The second badnik on today's list, however, doesn't get that same treatment. He's awful. It's Chop Chop, and he's the spiritual successor to the Piranha Badnik from Labyrinth Zone. He literally does not do anything to attack you. I mean, he'll try and bite you if you get too close to him, but when you attack simply just by jumping in this game, you're very hard-pressed to get hit by this thing unless you drop on him. So that's why I'm giving him a 1 out of 10 instead of a 0. And the final badnik on today's list is Wisp. This guy, on the other hand, is the most annoying badnik so far. Because it's not just one of them you deal with this stupid fly. Instead, it's usually a group of 2 or 3, and they'll like to swarm you right as you exit the water, or sometimes when you're on the upper parts of the map. Now, what really makes him annoying is that there's a lot of areas in this level where you go off of springs or jump pads, and this thing will just be waiting to ambush you and knock you out of the sky. So you can't really attack him in midair that way. And as a result, I'm giving him a 6 out of 10. He is the most annoying badnik so far. And today's remix is also by Xenogenocide. The link to his YouTube channel and to the song in question will be in the description. What's going on there, everybody? Hope you're having a fantastic morning, because I most certainly am. My name is Azurblade, and welcome back to Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Today we're going through Aquatic Ruin Zone, and out of all the water levels in Classic Sonic, this one and the first one in Sonic 3 might be my favorites. And these Aquatic Ruin in particular is just so good, though. Plus, the levels go by really quickly, so they don't have a problem of dragging on like some water levels have a tendency of doing. But before I go any further, it's time for special stage number 5. Haha! What do we got? 55 rings. Alright. This one is my second favorite of all the special stages, because they start throwing rings not only on the ceiling, but also on the walls too. It gets a little crazy here, so if you fail this one, then don't feel bad, because it took me a long time before I managed to defeat this one. It takes a lot of practice. And again, this is why I like these special stages, because it's more skill than it is luck, like in Sonic 1. I mean, you could get, like I said, you can get better at Sonic 1 special stages, but at the end of the day, there is still an element of randomness to them thanks to those springs. Okay, now just don't go in the middle here, and go to the right, yeah. And then go to the left. Like so. Cool. What do we have now? 200. Quite the jump, so let's do this thing. Alright, now head to the left. And then, no, that was the right. Now you head to the left. I got my lefts and my rights confused, which I have a bad tendency of doing, but hey, it is what it is. But this one's not so bad. Actually, rather easy. Okay, now just loop around, like so. And there you go. You're home free. And there is Chaos Emerald number 5. Nice! That's what I like to see. 5 down, 2 to go. And I got myself an extra life. Let's go! Almost got 200,000 score. Getting quite a ways up there. Sweet! But yeah, just like Chemical Plant Zone, Aquatic Ruin Zone, you do not need to actually go into the water. You can go through this entire stage without going underwater. And that's something I really like about the water levels in this game, is that as annoying as underwater sections and stages are, you don't have to go into the water if you don't want to. And I don't have the rings for this. But yeah, look at this. Finally, we see some water. I'm underwater, finally! Yay! Alright, now let's continue on forward. We're already pretty close to the end of the level too, which is pretty nice. Alright, now wait for the air bubble, and there we go. Nice. Alright, now let's see here. If I remember correctly, you gotta do this. Because the spring is a trap. How did I not die there? I'm not gonna complain, but by all accounts, I should have died there. Hey though, I will happily take it. There's Act 1. Huzzah! Nice. And I gotta say, I love the sprite work in this game. Between Sonic and Tails' sprites, the backgrounds, and the enemies too, they did a really good job with the sprite work in this game. And I still think, to this day, it looks really good. I mean, there's better sprite work out there to be sure, but this is just my bias speaking when I say that this is some of the best I've ever seen. Alright, now let's continue on forward, like so. And here we are, underwater once more. Let's continue on our merry little way. Just roll down the hill. Ha-ha! And just like that, we're pretty much at the end already. Just continue on forward. Woo, slow down. Alright, now jump up here. Oh, we're drowning! Not anymore. Those flies are jerks. I don't think I've ever gone through that part without getting hit by those jerks, so screw those guys. And now it's time for the boss. See, the thing about this boss that makes him pretty interesting is in Sonic Origins and the mobile port for this game. It's in widescreen, so this boss fight actually is a little bit lengthier and more difficult in those ports of the game. Not by a whole lot that I would give him an extra point though. Just something neat to mention. And that's it for Aquatic Ruin. Next time on Sonic the Hedgehog 2, we will go to Casino Night Zone. See you guys next time. Take care, everyone.